Hi everyone, I'm starting this new channel over at Ustream and also recording for YouTube. I'm going to try broadcasting every Tuesday, probably late morning, and just going to be sharing with you me painting from the 100 Days of Paintings, showing you some of my previous work and just enjoying some general art chit chat, and I hope you'll all join me and you'll enjoy watching me. So first of all, apologies for my voice, I'm still a bit bunged up with a cold, but I'm still going to carry on and get back to painting after I've had a break for Easter. So this is going to be today's painting, another little hanging heart for my 100 days. This is day 49, we're almost at number 50, so that's really exciting. If you don't know about my 100 Days of Paintings project, basically I am creating very small paintings at special prices, and I'm doing one a day for 100 days, and I started at the end of January this year. I took a week's break off for Easter, and I'm now back today, Tuesday the 14th of April, and can continue on up to 100. So thank you for joining me, and I thank everyone who has subscribed to my email list, which is where you can view the paintings that I'm making. And basically I send out an email every day with a new painting and the ability to purchase it. And if you'd like to find out more, you can find out on my website, nikijacksonart.com. There's a special page for 100 Days of Paintings, and also a gallery and a page where you can purchase previous works from previous days. So I'll start off by showing you a couple of previous paintings that are still available to give you an idea of what I've done before, and then we'll get into today's painting. Here is one from just before Easter. This is Friendship Flowers. I figured I'd do something pretty and shabby chic for that day, and it came out really well. This is on one of my larger hanging hearts that I do. Most of my hanging hearts are actually the smaller size. I think they're 4 by 4 inches, and this one's 6 by 6 inches, and I always paint the sides black. And it comes with jute string so that you can hang it up. So that's that one. And I've got this one. This is Delightful Wildflowers, inspired by all the spring growth coming up and the promise of new life with flowers and attracting the bees and the butterflies. This one's a mixed media piece, which most of my paintings are. I've used acrylic paints, charcoal pencil, and collage paper and glitter for the centre of the flowers. This one's got a ribbon on it. This is just in the middle of being prepped for varnishing, and it's got a jute string to hang it up with. And here's something a bit different from one of my 100 Days of Paintings. This is the Spring Fairy, or an angel, and I'm really pleased with how this one came out. Another mixed media piece using some pretty pastel-y tones, and I've got glitter on her hair, you can see it sparkling. And I love to draw and paint portraits and faces, so this is a good opportunity for me to express myself in a sort of whimsical way for doing faces. And then here's one, another recent one that I did. This is Home Sweet Home, and I used some rubber stamps to create the lettering, and some collage papers for the house, and Prima paper flowers and glitter as well. That came out quite pretty. So that's that one. And this was a challenge I set myself to try to create a painting that was a bit more realistic but still with a painterly shabby chic sort of feel to it, and this was based on a picture I found online, and I called it Layer Cake, and that came out really pretty as well. So that's a sneak peek onto what I've been working on. There have been many more paintings, and you can see them all, like I said, on my website. And so let's get started on today's painting. Over the break at Easter, I've had many things that have inspired me, that I didn't probably recognise at the time, things that I enjoyed seeing just in general everyday life. And one of the things was a Country File programme on the BBC. They were showing hares and rabbits for Easter. So I think today's painting is going to be based on rabbits, and I'm going to sketch something out and see where it goes. Most of the time I basically create paintings at the time that I do them, and I just play around and see what feels right, and other times I have an idea already in my head what I want to do, and sometimes I do sketches in my sketchbook. But I'm getting back after this Easter break, and I need to get back in the swing of things, so I'm just going to try sketching something out and see where it goes. So I hope you'll enjoy seeing the painting progress. I think I'm going to put in a blossom tree because it's right for this sort of time of year, and the blossom trees in my garden are starting to come into flower now. There's got lots of buds on them, and I just can't wait till they all bloom and look beautiful. I think I might put a little fence in. And I think I'll draw some rabbits just grazing on the grass. I always start with a really rough outline of whatever I'm going to paint, and then I usually put in the details as I'm painting it. So I've got a couple of rabbits there. And I think as the weather's getting better, I might actually put the sun in. I don't always do that in my paintings, but I think to give it something here in this space, we'll put a little sun there, shining down on them. I think I might put in some more landscape in the background as well to finish it off. So that's what it looks like so far. Very roughly sketched. Then I'm going to go in and start painting in the base layers. choose a nice colour for the sky. I think we'll go for I think I'm going to go for this crafter's paint in sky blue, and then add in some white to lighten it up a bit because it's quite a dark colour. For those of you new to this stream, there is a live chat option. Obviously, as this is my first show, it's going to take a little bit to get it going, but I'm hoping over the weeks as we build up a regular schedule that you'll come and join me in there, and feel free to ask me questions about my art, paintings and life as an artist, anything like that. I would happily share what I can with you and help you on your journey as an artist as well. And yeah, I hope that I'll be able to build up a good following on here, and that that you'll come in on the chat and chat amongst yourselves and to me as well, which will be really good. And I can share with you what I've been making, what I am making, and that should be fun. It would be great if you could also share these videos and streams links with your friends and spread the word, and we can hopefully build up a good selection of people to view and to take part in the shows. Should be really good. I'm going to paint over this sun, but I remember where it is, so that's fine. This is just the base colour. I'll probably do another one or two layers of that, and then I'll put in the white on the last layer. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing okay. My camera is a bit old, and I do plan to get a new one very soon that will hopefully improve the quality. So, but hopefully you can see well enough for now. I tend to use the same sort of colours in my paintings. I seem to be drawn to certain ones more than others, and I tend to stick to a sort of shabby chic, fairly light, vintagey kind of palette, which I enjoy. For the grass, I'm going to be using avocado, which is a nice olivey kind of green. Okay, I'm going to let that dry for a second, and in the meantime I'm going to sharpen my charcoal pencil. I usually sharpen my charcoal pencils with a craft knife, because you can get it nice and sharp and sort of shape that you want it. I don't tend to use charcoal sticks because they're too messy and you can't get a precise line with those. It looks like I need to buy a new charcoal pencil. It's getting a bit low and small. Okay, go back in the sky again. Brush. I tend to use craft paints mostly in my work because I like the colour range and the finish that they give. Craft paints tend to be more chalky in consistency and more matte than something like golden acrylics or the professional artists' acrylics, and I find that the charcoal pencil, regular pencil and things like that tend to go over them better, just because of the consistency of it. And I just like the way the craft paints look, really. This is quite fun, starting this new channel and new series. Decided to do this regular show on a Tuesday late morning, and hopefully you'll all be able to tune in, and if not, you can watch the recording on YouTube. I'm just figuring out how to do that, and yeah, it'd be great to have a regular thing to come and do and show you, and hopefully get to chat with you all each week, make some new friends, and share out tips and things. It would be fun. So if you click on the follow button for my channel, I believe that you will get an email whenever I start broadcasting, so you'll know when I'm live and you can come and join me. This is always what I call the ugly stage of a painting, when you're just layering in the base colours and it doesn't really look much of anything yet. Once you start adding in the shading and the details, then it really comes together and looks good. If you're interested in painting on wooden shapes as well, I get my shapes off eBay, and you can get various different ones, and some of them come with holes already drilled, like the one that I'm using. They do hearts with double holes or a single hole. I use the single hole ones, and I usually add ribbon if I've got one that will match in nice with it, so I think that looks really nice. And just use jute string for the double hole ones. And use an old J cloth for taking the moisture out of my brush, and also for using for smudging techniques and aging and things like that, which I'll show you in other videos later on when I use that technique. So that's another thing, I'll be sharing different techniques with you as I paint every Tuesday, and you can pick up some tips for that. And these sort of techniques can be used in art journals, in paintings, in whatever you want to do with them. You could even use them on ATCs, artist trading cards, sketch cards, that sort of thing. So that's the third layer of the sky gone in. I'm now going to put in some white to lighten it up a little bit. Sometimes I put in clouds, and sometimes I'll just put in some white to lighten up the sky if it's a little bit too dark for the sort of look I want to achieve with it. Now I'm actually doing this into the wet layer. I didn't let it dry because it wouldn't blend if I did that. So I'm doing it while it's still wet. I mean, acrylic paint dries quite quickly, so you need to do it straight away if you're going to do that. You can also re-wet it, but you end up with a slightly different look if you do it that way. Okay, now I'm going to go back into the grass and put some shading in there. I use a brown for that. I'm going to go back in with the green first, and I'm going to make the furthest away points darker in this particular painting. And when the sky is dry, then I'll put in the sun. Yeah. You can see what a difference it makes once you start to layer in the other colours. Even just having the white there in the sky has given it more interest already. So while it's still wet, I'm going to go in with some brown, give it some shade and to differentiate it from the grass nearest to us. You need a nice soft blending type of brush to do this. You don't want a rough, scratchy kind of brush. It needs to be nice and soft. I actually use watercolour brushes for my painting because they blend really well. Oops. Now we come to the point where we're going to start putting in a bit of detail, and I did have the base of the tree around this bit, so I'm going to put in a bit more brown here. You'll see it come together once I get that tree in. That's right. I think now I'm going to go in and put the sun in while I'm waiting for the grass to dry. Sometimes I speed up the drying process with a heat gun. I've got Crafter's heat gun, which I may use if I need to. But let's just go on to doing the sun first and see where we're up to. Right. I think I'm going to go in with the light yellow. I've got yellow cornmeal. It's a Crafter's paint. I'm going to go and put that in here. It's quite a thin paint, so I'm going to need to do several layers to build it up. And I may add in some other colours as well to give it some depth. Sometimes you get bits of blobs of paint in these acrylic Crafter's paint. So just leave it at that for now, and then we'll go in a bit later and add in some more depth to that. Now I want to sketch in the tree again. I roughly know where it was before. Around here. I may use paint for the blossom this time, or I might use paper flowers. I shall see as we go on and see what we want to do with that. As you can see, some of the sky is not quite dry yet, so it's lifting it a little bit. Same with the green. That's okay. Right, I'm going to go in with a nice thin brush now to get more definition. And I usually use several different browns for the trees. I'll start off with the same brown that I used to shade the grass, which is earth brown. Okay, now we're going to go in to do the branches. This is just the first layer, bear in mind. We're going to build it up and define it a bit more as we go. I may also do some random streams when I'm working on bigger pieces. I do want to start working on some bigger ones, specifically some angel pieces. I recently did a winter angel, which was really great fun. I did it on an 8x10 birchwood ply canvas, and it came up really well, and I'd like to do some more of those, and maybe even bigger than 8x10. I normally work quite small, but I'd like to have a go at some large ones, and of course they obviously take me a lot longer than these ones. They've got a lot more detail in, and take more time, and so I might stream me working on some of those as well. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. I think the morning ones will mostly be for these 100 days of paintings to share that, but I could also mix it up with showing you some of my other work as well. The 100 days of paintings is mostly based on my exclusive email list. For those who subscribe, it's a free subscription, and those on the list get the email, and I'm offering these at a very special discounted rate than my usual pieces, so anyone is welcome to join at any time. Like I say, I'm on day 49 today, so we're halfway pretty much, so I've got another 51 to go, so you're very welcome to join us. Just go to my website to sign up. We also send out a monthly email as well, if you'd rather just have the one monthly update, and you can find out about new work and events and things happening. That's the branches laid in for the tree. And I think I'm going to just do a bit more work on the sun now while that dries. If you'd have any questions you'd like me to answer during these live streams and you can't actually make it to the live show, then please feel free to email me, because I would love to be able to help you and offer any advice that I can. And also it gives me extra things to talk about in the shows to keep them interesting for you. just drop me an email. Now I think while this is wet, I'm going to go in and add in another colour, which will be, start off with Flesh. It's a nice sort of almost peachy colour. Give it a bit more depth. I'll see what that looks like. You can see it's not laying very well at the moment. I think it might need, because the yellow is quite a transparent yellow, so I think I either might need to change the yellow or put several more layers on that yet, because they can see the blue shining through it. So we'll let that dry for now, and let's work on another bit. Right, already I can see that tree is almost dry. I think I'm going to put in the little fence that runs. Now, I did have it running along here, and yeah, I think I'm going to do that again. So I'm going to follow this line here, put that back in, and put in the little fence. Keep the rabbits in. And I'll put, in fact actually I'm going to use a dark brown, that's right, a dark brown for the fence, which is, I've got this golden fluid acrylic burnt umber light, which I'll show you in a second. Just brush the brush. This is a bit darker so it will stand out nice. It's a nice